Yo, what's up? I'm Bubbles, and today, today's a super chill video. I've been gone for like 2 weeks or something now, and I don't know, this was just a quick little. I wanted to talk about the new Tron movie, okay? Because me personally, I liked it. I liked it. I've seen a lot of hate on the internet for it, and okay, I can understand their criticisms, right? But me personally, I liked it. So let's talk about it. Okay, so I mean, first off, right? The first two Tron movies, I liked them too. You know, I always thought Tron was super cool growing up. Um, but yeah, no, I went to the movie theater. I don't know if it was release day. I went and saw it, but I saw it with some friends. My two goats. I saw it with them, and they actually they paid for me too. Isn't that so nice? I love them. But yeah, I went and saw it with them, and it was very okay. I mean, sound wise, sound design, mm, perfect. I liked it. I loved it. It sounded so good to me. It sounded so cool. And the Nine Inch Nails, okay, like listening to the soundtrack, like on Spotify or something outside of the movie, it's kind of mid. But hearing the soundtrack with the movie, it was so fire. I liked it. I don't know. The there's this one synth part that just really good. I liked it a lot. But I don't know, and I think the movie's getting a lot of hate, right, because of Jared Leto. I think he did good. I think if there was any issues with the character, it's the writing. And I feel like that happens with a lot of that stuff, right? Like Suicide Squad, I don't think he was like a bad joke. Like, I don't think the Joker was his fault. I think it was bad writing. And then Morbius, I think, could also come down to bad writing too. And I honestly, okay, maybe a hot take, I didn't mind Morbius that much. I thought it was okay. I think the fight scenes were bad because you couldn't even see them. Like, I think the cool, like, fucking smoky, that was a cool idea, but it didn't look good. Like, you just couldn't really see the fights. But, like, Tron Ares, I think it wasn't bad. It was a cool. I mean, obviously it's Tron, so it's cliche. But that's Tron. I mean, you're getting there. It's like, oh, first two movies, we get stuck in the game. Oh, now they come out of the game. What? I mean, that's a normal thing to happen. Normal cliche way for things to go is now they're coming out of the game or out of the whatever. Um, I'm not gonna do no spoiler stuff, but there's one point where, like, I do think the way they come into the world is a cool and pretty plausible way. I don't know much. I could be wrong about that, but I didn't think that was too absurd if they're in such a technologically advanced, world. They're just like lasering them into existence, basically. But I do think the fucking the guns they had. I forget what they called them. They were like D-splitters or splitters, or I don't know what they were called, but those I will agree those were kind of a lot. Like, to be able to just, but I guess the other Tron movies, they also went into the game, so it's like whatever. This is this world that we're built in. It's fine. I think I can see why people are like, this is kind of weird. This is kind of not. This isn't realistic. But Tron was never realistic anyways, so I don't understand. Like, to me, it doesn't fully make sense, that criticism. But now the way people act, I do get that is kind of weird. Like, Mm, I don't know. It was weird because it's like obviously it's a what's it called? What's it mean when it's nowadays? It's a mod it's a modern action movie, right? So there's gonna be like little comedy whatever bits, where it's like, oh, here's little comedy to have some break from all the action, right? That's kind of, I think that's a whole different topic, right? I think comedy movies have kind of disappeared, and now we just have little bits of comedy in like every movie ever, like comedy relief. So I do think the comedy was kind of mid as hell, but it's an action movie. It's not meant to be, because it was like, and I don't know how I feel on it, right? Because obviously, right, there's one main girl, and then there's the main Jared Leto Ares. And obviously, I don't know if that was just me being kind of delusional. No, it couldn't. There was a little bit of romance or like tension, not like a lot. It wasn't like a focus at all. But there were little things where it was like, oh, Ares and this girl kind of, ooh. But I'm happy they didn't pull through with it at the end. But there were like little moments where it was like, she made a joke about like him being her boyfriend or something. And there were just little parts of like being tension between them. It was just a little weird to me. But also part of me was also like, ooh, budding romance, 'Cause I don't know. It wasn't a big part of the movie though, and I don't think it needed to be. And I'm happy it wasn't. It was just the little jokes here and there were kind of like, I don't know why we're like pushing this. Do we need to be pushing this? I don't know. But, okay, so the sound was amazing. I think the action was pretty good. Like, them, like, racing through the streets and whatever the hell, And it looked really good. I mean, it's modern. It's hard to mess it up, you know, with the technology we have, but it looked good. It looked really good. It sounded good. Story-wise is where it's like, I can see people having issues. And I do think that Jared Leto, I don't know. I think he did good. I think if there's any issues with his performance, it's in the writing. And I think that same thing can be said for Morbius or, I don't want to say Suicide Squad Joker. I don't know how much like call he had in what he portrayed as the Joker, but this isn't a Jared Leto. I think he did great. I think he did fine. If there's any issues with it, it is within the movie and the writing, I think. Yeah. I do like that he kind of had like a I think people will say I think people will say that he was very like monotone and non-expressive, but that was the point. Like I really hope there's not people being like, "Oh, he's a bad actor because he was so monotone and like boring and like non-expressive." But like he's an AI, that was the point. Like I don't I really hope I haven't seen anything of that, but I've just seen a lot of like Jared Leto hate and I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy for not thinking he's horrible. I don't know. I thought he did fine. I thought he did well for the character. And I liked that like his voice had like even his voice was edited. Like that wasn't his voice, like they had little effects on his voice or whatever. And I did like I don't know, I would say the pacing was okay. The pacing was pretty okay. It was fine. I didn't have much of an issue with the pacing of the movie. But no, like me personally, I had a good time, I had a good experience as watching it for the first time in theaters. So I don't know, maybe if I rewatch it, I can find more to nitpick. I'm usually very nitpicky about movies. So it surprised me because I went into the movie being like, oh, I don't know. Like, I'm kind of hyped to watch it because it's Tron. I've always liked Tron and like the music that they have a very certain vibe. And they kept that up with this movie. Like, the music for the movie was awesome. I've already said that. I'm gonna keep raving about that. But, I went in expecting. I went in I wasn't sure. I was very unsure about what I would feel. I was kind of, obviously, Jared Leto doesn't have a good reputation with these things. So I was like, maybe it'll be bad. But I watched it and I liked it. I don't know. It was a good experience. I fucked with it. I remember sometimes being like, what the fuck? So there were definitely some moments in the movie where it was like, why is this happening like this? Why is this? It was kind of crazy and weird and not realistic, but I think that added to its charm. I don't know. I don't know. I liked it. Me personally, I liked it. I fucked with it. Um, but yeah, no, this is so rambly and this isn't very good, well thought out, or like in chapters or like good sections that you kind of just gotta listen to me. Yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's so many people just dying to hear my opinion on the new Tron movie. I'm sure there's so many of you, so sorry to disappoint if this is a bit all over, but that's how I am. I oh, so it's like I don't know, I liked it. I liked it. I think maybe I need to rewatch it and take it from a more critical lens, but like just as a viewer, it was good. I think if you even I went in with like iffy expectations and I came out good. So if you go in without any expectations, just a fun, silly Tron movie, it's not even that fun and silly. It's pretty much just action the whole way through. I mean, the concept's a bit weird, but also it's not that far of a reach. The AI is coming out of the game. Oh, wow. You know, it's a normal way for this thing to go. This Tron story that we're having of these three movies. Yeah. I don't know. I think it was a bit weird. I mean, obviously, if you think about it, it makes sense how much time Ares experienced, like training. But it was kind of rushed a bit to me, at least, like his transition from being like, "Ooh, yes, I am AI, I am the max security, whatever," to being like, I'm going to disobey and be my own thing. But I think if you actually know, like, simulated time for AIs, right? Like, you can train an AI for, like, 1,000 years within, like, I don't know, whatever span of time. It's not that long in real life. So, like, I think if you understand that, then it's fine. But for the average viewer, it kind of does seem like a quick shift from he's all he's so obedient. He is the max security. He will listen to the guy, and then he's just like, oh nope, I want to be my own person, right? So I think for the average viewer, that jump is a bit weird, and a bit rushed, and a bit fast. But it was a pretty long, big story, and I think I get why it's in the story, but it is kind of a little wild to think that the permanence code, which is like the code they need to keep the AI in real life or whatever. It is weird to think that the permanence code, this guy, the main guy, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember his name. The main Tron guy who like made it all. It's kind of weird to think that he just has it and knows it and no one else can figure it out. Like, he must have just been so ahead of his time and so smart. I don't know. I think that was a bit weird, but I understand, it's like, oh, the stakes of getting this permanence code so I can do my evil or my good things with it, for the two sides of Dillinger. And I forget what their like factions were called. The blue and the red, basically. The blue versus the red. The red wants to do bad, evil, monetary things, and then the blue side wants to do, help with world hunger and whatnot with this, permanence code shit. So it's a very kind of normal cliche story, archetype for the story. But I think they did it well. It wasn't done that bad, honestly. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it. That's like my main thoughts on it. I don't know how long I've been talking or how long this video will be. But yeah, I just want to get a short video out because I've been gone for like 2 weeks, dude. I've been working 5 days a week, and then I've just been skating a ton. Like, I have been skateboarding so much, guys. Oh my god. And I'm not even good. Though I started rolling into these big drops, Not dropping in, but rolling into them, And I've only really taken a couple... Getting messages. I've only taken a couple big falls, I got my first scrape on my elbow. And I'd say that's pretty good for... Like, I had one really bad fall at the start, and I had to rest for, like, weeks. But then after that, I haven't really been hurt much. I've been protecting myself, going my own pace, going slow. All my friends, they'll tell me, you just gotta do it, gotta go for this big thing. And I'll just kind of... There's no shame in whistling out, okay? I'm yapping, but you do what you're comfortable with, alright? This is not on topic. But yeah. I've been super busy. Every night, like nights is usually when I record. I'm recording this at like almost 4 p.m. Like this is a weird time for me to record. But usually I record it at night, and like every night I'm like, oh, I want to get up and record a video, but then I'm like, oh, I'm tired. I won't do it. I worked 6 hours today. I'm not gonna do it. When 6 hours isn't even that bad. I've just been lazy a bit, but I'm coming back, trying to. We got this little Tron video, little yap. This is very unserious, just movie yap. I would say, should I do a rating? What would I rate this movie? Fuck. Out of 10, I think, personally, I'll give it a 6 or 7 or 8 out of 10. We got some margin of error. I'll be real. I don't fully remember everything. But I enjoyed the experience. I came out of the movie I was happy. I wasn't disappointed. I was like, you know what, this is pretty good. I do think, obviously, it kind of threw me off, or not threw me off. It kind of irked me. It's just a personal thing I have with most movies nowadays. That's how modern movies do it, right? Is at the end, there's a post-credit scene, and it's like, oh, setting this up for a sequel, the next one, we're setting it up. And I do think that's fair. I do think some movies do it well. But it's also like every single movie does it. And we've done that for so long in movies and cinema, right? So it's like, whatever. It kind of irks me. But that's the only negative feeling I had, like, leaving. It was like, oh, of course they had to set it up, oh, he shoots himself into the game or whatever. They have to set it up for a sequel. Whatever. I did think it was cool, though, that it was also like... Oh, that's what I was going to say earlier. I do think it was nice that they didn't pull through with the, like, romance between Ares and the girl. I forget her name. But, like, he just left. He just left. He didn't, like, stay with her or anything. And I like that. I think that was good. I think part of me was like, oh, they're just gonna, like, stay and be a team. Oh, whatever. But no, he just left and went on his own to experience the world. And I think that is good. That is a good way to end that. And I'm happy they did that rather than him being all buddy-buddy staying with her, or romantical, whatever it was. It felt romantic to me, but I might be delusional. But yeah. I left with a good experience. I left feeling good from the movie. I left happy. It was fun. And then I went and skated afterwards, So it was a good movie. I fucked with it. I honestly liked it. I would say we'll do 7. We'll do 7. is 7 out of 10 is what I'm rating it. Yeah. I guess honestly, that's probably about it. Yeah. Thanks for watching. I love you. Stay safe. And yeah, that's about it. See ya.